before we have the flag salute, I would like to have Cliff Grimes lead us in the flag salute first off. But before we do that, I would like to have a moment of silence in honoring Dorothy Henry, also known as Dot. She was one of the, she was in the women's club. Her main claim to fame was she was a treasurer for all the country fairs. And she was also at one of the first ones for the Miss Agua-Dulce. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, but she, yeah, so we got that picture. So, Cliff?
Right, if you're able to, please stand, put your hand over your heart, and repeat after me. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Thank you, Cliff. I appreciate that. I'd like to welcome everyone here to our meeting. This is our official community meeting, which is being held virtually. And as our volunteer co-host for our tonight's meeting is Cindy Grimes. She's been volunteering her time for the last couple of years, and we really appreciate it because she kind of runs the show behind the show, so to speak. And so we appreciate the effort and time that you put into it, Cindy. Again, those of you that want to record tonight's meeting, feel free to do so. Just put in the chat to request to record the meeting, and Cindy will address that for you. I don't think there's been any issues, but other than that, we do appreciate Cindy, and we're going to move right on to the agency reports. And the first report tonight is going to be from the Los Angeles County Resident Deputy Martinez. He's always here. Where is? There he is.
Well, there you go.
All right, good.
Okay, so for the month of October, we had 0 Part 1 crimes, which brings our year total to 5. And then we had 2 property crimes, I'm sorry, and that brings our total to 21 property crimes, which is actually a 5% increase from last year, and from the crime rate from last year, but it is a reduction of Part 1 crimes by 25% from the previous year. We had 155 calls for service in the Agua Dulce area for October and September, because I know we were black for that. So, and that's pretty much it other than the rain. Obviously, you guys are going to address it, but we've issued warnings for mudslides in any of the recent burn areas, especially in Wrightwood and stuff, which is what Palmdale covers. But any areas that you may be around that recently burned, just be aware of that. And I hear any warnings that we put out there. The way they're doing it these days, all the apps they're using and all the technology on how they're creating these warnings it's pretty cool actually how they're doing it. So they know what they're talking about. So hear the warnings.
Right. Okay. All right. We had one question, and the question is directed to the Sheriff's Department, which apparently there's an abandoned car up in Briggs Road area. Have you been made aware of it yet?
On Briggs Road, behind the gate, or in front of it? Because I didn't see anything in front of it. Behind the gate is considered private property. It's a private road, and we cannot tow it. Now, if it magically ends up on Agua Dulce Canyon in front of the gate, that's a different story, and I will address it. There's currently 3 tomorrow that actually are going to be up for the 72 hours on over by Cali Lakes that I tagged earlier this week. So those are expiring tomorrow. So around noon, I'll get a tow truck out there if they're still there. But if it's on Briggs Road behind the gate, it's all private property. We can't touch it.
Ah, okay. So what does an individual do when they find an abandoned vehicle that's on the private road?
They could tow it at their own expense. They can do like a quick claim for the vehicle if it's of anything of value for storage fees and stuff like that, and then the owner has an opportunity. There's a process to go through that through the DMV. Or like I said, if magically, someone that may have a tractor decides to drag it somewhere where it's in a public area, and then magically we will take care of it.
Okay. And in answer to that, on this particular situation, I think if I'm not mistaken, they went to the Santa Clarita Sheriff Station. And the Sheriff Station told them to get a hold of the town council, of all people, to have the car towed. Well, obviously, we aren't a towing service, but I just want to make sure that if they were to approach the sheriff's department, preferably the one in Palmdale, they would basically echo what you just said.
Correct. Now, I can't speak to what the guy was talking to them in Santa Clarita, so we don't know if it went, well, maybe they told them my answer, and then they're like, well, I can't afford to get a tow or whatever, and maybe they were directed at that point to, I don't know, maybe reach out to your local town council, and maybe they have something, discretionary funds. That sounds more like the likely story than, just telling directed you guys. I would be surprised. I would be surprised if the deputies of Santa Clarita knew you guys existed unless they were local residents.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what you're saying basically is if it's on a county road, something that's county maintained, which Briggs Road isn't, then you can get involved. But other than that, it's up to the whoever participates in that private driveway.
Correct.
Okay. Good enough. And I see Cindy's got her hand up. Cindy?
Yes, Deputy Martinez, I'm a concerned person. There's a gentleman that the local people in the majority of the downtown Aquadulce area
stopped.
We're familiar with a man who seems to be homeless.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a problem. He is a very nice man. He doesn't do anything wrong. But as this fire season starts to kick up, we start to have higher winds. I just want to make sure that, is he in a secure location? How is he
are you talking about Are you talking about Morgan? Are you talking about the old guy or Brian?
I'm talking about the old guy.
Okay. The old guy, I kicked him out of one place over by down Adtc Canyon because of the fire starting and stuff. And then he doesn't want services. He's been trespassed from the Cowboy Tavern shopping center right there with the shops. He knows not to go on that side of the street because he's been trespassed already for causing issues. He wants zero services. And then the one house that he on Escondido that the Turners, Craig, I forget their name though. The one that they own the property, but it's like an abandoned old like house that's like that little tiny thing, and they have a chain link they're going to eventually build on it maybe. He broke into there and he was staying there for a little bit, but he was non-desirous, so because he was non-desirous, we couldn't press charges on him. He comes every morning somewhere from like Valley Sage area down Escondido back into town. I don't know where exactly he's staying, but he's staying north of like the freeway area. So I don't know if he's hunkering down over there by like the freeway, maybe perhaps more towards like Pewter Mine Road, that kind of thing. So that's where he comes out in the mornings, and I haven't been able to nail down exactly where he's at.
Okay, yeah, that's usually where I see him when I'm headed out to work, coming down Escondido and then heading back up Escondido. I've seen him at the market. But that was mainly my biggest concern is, now that we're getting into the colder temperatures, fire season, want to make sure that you have your, your thoughts around him and what's kind of happening so that we can all be safe.
Yep. Next time he does anything like breaking in, all I can tell you is you guys gotta want to press charges, because it's kind of ties our hands if he breaks into, even if it's an abandoned, dilapidated building. Like, heck, I could have taken him to jail and get him away from the area for a while. And I get everyone has a heart, but at the end of the day, this is everyone's livelihoods, their homes, their biggest investments, and we have to think a little bit less with our hearts and a little bit more with our minds, if you will.
Well, and you brought up another citizen of the area, which just sparked my interest because I really wasn't, I was surprised to hear his name, Morgan. Just this weekend, we actually
Recording
caught him
in progress.
on our security cameras, walking down our street. So, and he actually approached our gate. What do you know about Morgan and what's going on with him? Because he always seemed like he was a pretty, decent guy, didn't have any issues.
He does his benders, but he does his benders over by the AT&T. You know how the women's club, there's the empty lot that's for sale now, and then the AT&T building owns the next slot over. He's set up his camp in there because Victoria got a letter of agency to trespass him, so he's been actually pretty good about staying off that area. And he gets on his little alcoholic benders, and then he just passes out and makes a mess over there. Every once in a while, when it starts to be visible from the road, I'll go over there with some trash bags because, again, AT&T doesn't want to press any charges. They're okay with him being there for him to just clean up his mess, basically.
Well, this is the first time we've seen him out here by our way without being accompanied probably around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And we're right on the corner of Tyndall and Darling East, right next to the airport property. So we were actually really surprised to see him show up on our security cameras approaching our gate.
As far as I know, he's not one to break into things. People take care of him pretty good around town. He's got cash on him pretty much all the time because everyone gives him money and everything, and he's fed and everything. So he's not one to break into things. Now, could he just be wandering around the neighborhood in the middle of the night because he's got nothing else to do and is trying to stay warm? Maybe. That unless he broke into your house or something like that, that's something that we could address with him. I'll talk to him and stuff, but he's allowed to walk on public areas.
Well, he is. Honestly, I just didn't know that he was, more on the move than I thought he actually had a place to stay. So, but he's always been really cool with us. I don't have any issues with Morgan, but it just kind of struck me odd to hear you say that, is it this old man, the old Morgan, or the other guy? So,
Brian, otherwise known as Guitar Guy.
Guitar Guy. Okay.
Yeah. So Brian's the other guy. We don't have too many homeless. That's our three. I arrested him a few months ago, and I haven't seen him since. So I don't know if he's not gone now. So.
Okay. Great. Well, as long as you have your understanding around what's happening with them, and as far as you know, they're always safe and they're taken care of. And the
good thing about Morgan is he's very recognizable, obviously, and everyone's very well aware of him. So if he were to do something and everyone has cameras, that's a very easy case to put on him.
Right.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Great. Anybody else? All right. Thank you very much, Deputy Martinez. We appreciate the comments.
Yep, no problem. I'll stick around.
All right, next up, we have the California Highway Patrol, either Officer Allen or Officer Delgado. Let's see, who do we have here?
Yeah, we have Officer Allen here.
Delgado. Oh, both of them. All right, perfect.
We're both here.
All right, great.
All right, let's see, for October, we had kind of a busy month with crashes. Not too much in quantity, but we had a couple bad ones. The unincorporated area around, we had 3 injury crashes. On Sierra Highway, we had 3 of the property damage, 7 injury crashes, and we had that 1 fatality on the 29th. That was Sierra Highway south of Vasquez Way. That was, looked like one vehicle was passing on the wrong side of traffic when he struck another Mustang head-on. Then we moved down to Soledad Canyon, 1 property damage crash for a total of 1. Sand Canyon, we had 1 crash. Was out of a pursuit of ours. Beat 204, which is Bouquet, 1 crash and 1 hit and run. Agua Dulce Canyon, we had 1 crash. And on the freeway, we had 5 property damage crashes, 4 injuries, a hit and run, and 1 fatality on the northbound 14 between Soledad and Ward Road. I don't know all of the circumstances on that one, but it was at 9:30 at night. 3 vehicle crash involving fatality. That was northbound 14 south of Escondido. And on the southbound side, we had 4 property damage crashes, 1 injury crash, 3 hit and run crashes, and a felony hit and run with an injury on that side. So tickets for the area, unincorporated 9 citations. Sierra Highway had 14. Soledad had 2. Sand Canyon 1, Bouquet 1, and Agua Dulce Canyon 0. Northbound 14, 129, and southbound between Soledad and Ward was 232. Arrest-wise, we had a stolen vehicle recovery in the county area, 2 DUIs and a warrant arrest on Sierra Highway. On the 14 north, we had 5 DUIs and 2 suspended driver licenses citations. Southbound side, we had 1 DUI, misdemeanor hit and run, 1 concealed firearm arrest, felony vehicular manslaughter out of that 1 crash I mentioned earlier, a couple of drug arrests and a reckless driver, and then 1 assault. Additionally, I know it's in the November stats, but on November 4th, I believe, we had a pursuit of a vehicle that drove through the Agua Dulce area a couple times down Sierra and Davenport. Eventually, he ended the vehicle stopped in a private property near Agua Dulce Canyon or Morgan Road. The 2 parties did take off on foot, but we have plenty of follow-up to do on them. I thank the residents in the area for providing the video footage right away. Firearm was located, left at the scene. That's being processed for DNA, and we're going to take it all away. In fact, I am in charge of conducting some follow-up investigation. These were 2 people that came from Arizona, and based on what they left at the scene, seems like they came straight from Arizona, 7-hour drive to here, where they got in pursuit with our units and left their car on our property. So we will have suspects soon, and they will be charges brought against them. And that's all I have, unless you have any questions about any of those.
All right. Great. Anybody have any questions for Officer Allen? If not, thank you very much for that detailed report.
All right. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you.
Yep.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much for that report. Next up, we have Maria Greikans going to give us the fire department report as the community service representative. Maria?
Yes, I am here. For the month of October, there were a total of 46 responses in Agua Dulce. 31 of those were medical calls, 3 were service calls, 10 were good intent calls, and then we had 2 fires. One was a vehicle fire on the 14 at Agua Dulce Canyon, and the other one was at Spade Spring Canyon and Lavery Canyon Road. It was reported by a neighbor that their neighbor had been burning it just says excess. I don't know what they were burning, but they were burning something in their fire pit. When firefighters arrived, the fire was out, and the resident did have a water source near the fire when it was when they were burning whatever they were burning. So the fire was out by the time they got there, and they were talked to about the dangers of burning things in a fire pit. That is it. That is all those are the only responses that we had for the month of October. And as you know, we did have to postpone our CERT class that was supposed to start a few weeks ago. And we have a new starting date of that class. And I will have flyers developed for the new dates, but we are now going to start it after all of the holidays. It will start on January 6th.
Okay, perfect. All right, January 6th, J6, we'll remember that. All right, anybody have any questions for Maria? If not, thank you for that great report. We appreciate you attending our meeting here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Next up, we have the Acton Agua Dulce Library Report by librarian Jim Wall. Jim?
Good evening. How are you guys doing tonight?
Great.
Good. Kind of a short report for us this month. Just some upcoming programs to go over first. Tomorrow, actually, at 4 o'clock, we've got a program called The Magic of Grids. I've got someone coming in, and they're going to talk about how grids have been used throughout history to not only organize information, but how they organized everything around you. Excuse me. So that'll be tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I've also got a program coming up Tuesday, November 18th at 4 o'clock. It's a kids program, and they're creating fused glass sun catchers. We've done them in the past. I've had her here for adults and teens, and now we got her here coming for kids. It's always real popular. Everyone's going to make a sun catcher. She's going to take it back to her studio. She's going to fire them so all the glass gets put into one layer, and you have a sun catcher to hang in your window. Excuse me. The last program I'm going to plug, it's our gingerbread house program. It's going to be Saturday, December 6th at 12 o'clock. Come on by, bring the kids. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. I think half the fun of the gingerbread program, at least for my kids, is to eat the candy that is there. So it's always a lot of fun. So come by for that. And then the other thing to let you guys know about, some holiday closures. We will be closed for Thanksgiving on November 27th. And then we're always closed the Friday after Thanksgiving on the 28th as well. So unless you guys got any questions for me, that's everything I've got.
Okay, Jim, thank you. Anybody have any questions for Jim? If not, thank you for the report. Have yourself a good Thanksgiving.
You too.
All right, great. Next up, we have the Department of Public Works Representative Josie Gutierrez. Josie.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I don't really have much to report at this time, just that the traffic regulations for the proposed multi-way stop sign at Agua Dulce Canyon Road and Davenport Road, that is included in the board agenda scheduled for November 18th for board adoption. So once that's approved, then we're still working on the funding requests, and then we'll move forward with plans and then installation. Unfortunately, I don't have a timeline, but hopefully at the next meeting, I'll have a better info on timeline.
Great.
Anybody have a question for me?
Josie, I do.
Yeah.
There is a ton of trash along the right-of-way on Agua Dulce Canyon Road, north of Soledad Canyon, south of the 14. It was covered before the rain. It's been there for a number of weeks. And I think somehow it was covered by Public Works to help with possible runoff with rain. But that stuff needs to be cleaned up because I think it's grown. Just having the it's probably, I'm not even sure, it's probably 100 yards long.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on that. I'll send you an email, Mary, and the town council. I know that we have a lot of areas in Agua Dulce and other communities that have these construction debris material, and unfortunately, there's certain areas where basically we would have to do some material testing before we could do anything. So I'll check on this one specifically as far as status and then provide an update to you via email.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Hey, Mary, just so you know, the DA's office has redirected 2 investigators just for our area in Acton and Little Rock for all the dumping that's going on right now. It's mostly from the Eaton fire and all the stuff that they're clearing. So there's probably some hazardous stuff. That's probably why they, like Jody said, that's probably why they covered it up and stuff. I know that, not specifically speaking about this one, but it was one that was south of Capra. It took a couple of weeks to clean up because it had asbestos because of the older homes and stuff. So I'm just obviously I don't know the specifics on this one because I haven't ran into any of them. But if I run into them, I'll talk to them and stuff. The guys are pretty good about telling me what's up and stuff. But I know that they're aware of it since it is coned off and tarped and everything.
Yeah, you know where I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's
The bright side is it's each time they've cleaned it up, more dumping has occurred, and right now there is no place to dump, so there's been no new dumping.
Okay, they filled up the dump area.
They have filled up the dump area, so we haven't had any new ones. So that's
Wow,
Okay.
that's one way to solve it.
yeah.
I see Chris's hand up there, hands up in the air there. Chris?
Yeah, there was a development locally where the Kern County Sheriff's Office have arrested a guy called Brian Betancourt recently, and he was dumping construction debris from a semi that was owned by a company called By the Ton. So they arrested him, but the pictures of the dumping that individual and presumably his colleagues were doing look remarkably similar to the piles of stuff that have shown up in Agua Dulce and Acton over the last few weeks.
Okay. I hadn't heard that, so thank you for bringing that to our attention. All right. Anybody else have any questions for Josie?
Yes, Don, I do have one question.
Yeah, Cliff.
Regarding the freeway, as you go down from Agua Dulce Canyon Road into Santa Clarita by where Soledad and Sand Canyon are, we've noticed that the line striping starts and the delineation down through the freeway is lower, but as you go down the hill from our area, it's not very good actually, and it sometimes the reflectors, the lines, they're very hard to distinguish, especially with the seams in the road. Is there any plans to do any work or improvement on that area?
Are you talking specifically on the freeway itself or on Agua Dulce Canyon Road?
On the freeway itself.
Okay, I would have to check with Caltrans on that. I would have to refer, because basically the freeway, the striping, I think because I drive the area all the time, so I think I kind of have an idea what you're talking about. But let me forward it to our contact in Caltrans, and then if they have follow-up questions, if you don't mind, Cliff, I'll give them your contact information.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Any other questions for Josie? If not, thank you very much for the report. Appreciate it. Next up, we have LA County Parks Vasquez Rocks Park Superintendent, Sarah Brewer. Sarah?
Hi, Dawn. Sorry, Sarah quickly texted me because she had a overlap and she wasn't able to attend tonight's meeting. So if it's okay, is it all right if I go ahead and just give you the three things that she asked me to just kind of fill in with the council?
Sure. If you want to be her liaison, that's perfect.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Okay, so they're going to do a Santa event on December 7th. She sent a flyer, but I'm sorry, I'm not that tech savvy to get it to go from my phone to the chat, but I will send it to Mary. It looks like it's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on December 7th. They are expecting heavy rains this weekend. Parking areas will be limited to avoid cars getting stuck or damaged with heavy clay. And then there's going to be possible equestrian trail closures, but they'll post it on their social media site. And then also that the park hours now are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday because they're closed on Mondays, and that they'll be closed on Christmas Day, and that they'll be open until the 5 p.m. through February 28th, and on March 1st they go back to their other schedule.
Okay, great.
So, thank you.
Anything else? Anybody have any questions for Sarah/Cindy Grimes regarding Vasquez Rocks? If not, thank you very much for that report. Now we've got the report from the 5th District Stephanie English. Don't see Stephanie, but do I see?
I'm here, and it's good to be here with you guys. It's been a minute.
Oh my goodness, there she
I
is.
missed you.
Okay, Stephanie, you can give your own report. Great.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you. I really don't have too much, except that we are very patiently awaiting the arrival of our next SD5 team member. Isabel's baby that is scheduled to be here. The due date is November 17th. I spoke to her today, and she's patiently or impatiently awaiting his arrival. So we're very excited about that. And I really don't have a lot of report. I don't know where Isabel left off on issues or concerns or topics with you guys. The one thing that I will share is that it looks like it's resolved now, but the county was looking to allocate $10 million for food, to recover from SNAP benefits. I don't know where we were going to get the $10 million, but that was the goal and the aim. There are some food events that are being set up around town. We're going to move forward with those around the county and then the 5th District. But that's kind of the latest and greatest, the money and the effort to bring food into the communities for the people that were on SNAP and couldn't get those funds to go buy some food. But I just wanted to be here with you and say hi, give you an update on Isabel, and see if there's anything going on that you need me to address or speak to.
Well, we're going to open it up for questions. Let's see. I don't see too many hands up, but it was sure nice to see your face. Thank you for taking the time to be with us here tonight, and we'll let you know what comes up.
Sounds great. I think I'll see you guys in December. And then, Mary, remind me the tradition that's become part of my family tradition, the Christmas shopping event. That's the 14th, right? The 14th, at what time does that start? Can you remind me about that?
December 14th, I will email you a flyer.
Okay, sounds good. All right, great to see you guys. Let me know in Isabel's absence what I can do.
Thank you. And when is she due again?
November 17th, in a few days.
Boy.
Yeah.
Right on the corner. All right, great.
It's
Look
close.
forward to both of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Next up, we have Assembly District Assembly Member Tom Lackey's representative, Anna Zarliev's. Anna's here tonight. I don't see Anna. All right. So we're going to go right on to the Senate. Senator Suzette Martinez Valadares, and Tanya is our representative that's given the report in the past. But I don't see Tanya either. I guess they think maybe the government's still closed. Anyway, all right, so we're going to move on to the the 27th Congressional District. George Whiteside. Shannon isn't here, but I think I saw Maria Unzueta here earlier.
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Don.
Great.
Awesome. Well, don't have a lot to report other than the obvious news that the vote happened for the government to reopen. I do have a press release I'm happy to forward to anyone who wants to read it at length, but essentially, the congressman was steadfast in trying to protect pay for essential employees and protecting federal employees from getting fired. During the shutdown, he committed to donating the salary he would have earned by statute to the Meals on Wheels in Santa Clarita, as well as the Antelope Valley. He's still committed to doing that for the time the government was shut down. But for the past 55 days, part of the statement mentions that Speaker Johnson kept the House out of session. The congressman was pushing to reopen the government and tackle the national cost crisis facing the American people. He tried time and time again to improve the bill with amendments that would have addressed lowering healthcare costs, extending the ACA tax credits, and protecting programs like SNAP, all of which were rejected by the majority. So the bill contains several items that the congressman was not in support of. So for that and many reasons, he voted against the bill. He's committed to continuing to fight to lower costs for Americans, restoring lower costs for healthcare and the constituents for the 27th district and all impacted Americans. So for that reason, he voted no. Just wanted to make sure we conveyed that in case anybody was wondering what his vote was today. Again, I'm happy to forward this press release. You can also, it will be up soon with everything sort of starting to hopefully settle. It'll be on our website under the media, but I can forward here. I'm happy to take any questions if anybody has any, but beyond that, we don't have additional updates at this time. I think you're muted, Don.
All right, so we're up for questions for Maria. Does anybody have any questions for Maria? If not, thank you for the report, Maria. We're glad the government's back open again. Now we can really get some stuff done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next up, we have the Los Angeles County Water Plan. Amanda Begley or Heather Turpin. Do we have either here? No, I don't see them. So, Santa Clara River Watershed Area Steering Committee, Measure W, Watershed Coordinator is Amanda and Heather. But the next Santa Clara River Watershed Steering Committee meeting is going to be held December 18th, which is the middle of next month, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at Santa Clarita City Hall, which is down there on Valencia Boulevard for anybody that wishes to attend. Next up, we have Senate Bill 552, Small At-Risk Task Force Working Group for LA County Drought Resilience Plan, the County Department of Regional Planning, to achieve meaningful and long-term improvements in water resiliency. Mary is involved in this along with Chris. So do we have anything to share with us here tonight, Mary or Chris?
Yeah, we had a meeting with the working group on the 23rd of October. The group is actually starting to distill a lot of the conversations over the last several months into a series of buckets of actions that can be taken. It seems like the county may look to the fire department to help get some of this information out into people's hands because they're a trusted part of the part of LA County. But I think by the time we get, the next meeting is next month, I think on the 6th or something of December. But the progress I've actually been quite impressed by. And I think it's largely because it's been driven by Stantec, not by the county. So it's not like watching Past the Parcel in a Belfast pub. So it's it's been quite productive.
Okay, great, fantastic, glad to hear it. All right, anybody have any questions for Chris? I think he's clear. Wonderful. Waste management report. Quincy Little, she's been patiently waiting for her turn. Now is her turn. Quincy?
Thank you, Dawn. I don't have much to report, just we got our numbers back from the free disposal day. So I just wanted to let you guys know, Acton and Agua Dulce, you guys brought in a total of 22.58 tons. So great job there. And that's really all that I have. Does anybody have any questions or concerns?
All right. Great. Well, fantastic. Good report. We've got your phone number listed down there. If someone needs to get a hold of you, they can call you on that 902 number.
Perfect. Thank you, Don.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Quincy, this is Chris.
Oh.
Just a bit of feedback. Yeah. I was one of the people who dropped off part of that 22 tons of trash on the 4th of October.
Great.
And full marks to Waste Management for improving the check-in process.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Location. Yeah, it was much smoother than it's been in previous years, so thank you for that.
Great. I will also let my landfill team know that. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Okay. Now we have a special presentation from the person who wishes to establish a United Well Owners Association to seek PFAs and water remediation funding. The presenter is Raimundo Abad. Raimundo?
You know, Don, I reached out to him, but have not heard even acknowledgement that he had received anything. So, I don't know if we want to.
I know we agendized that because that's what he requested. But this PFA situation, it's getting more and more in the news. So I think probably, there's a couple lawsuits that have been formed. Some major water companies have questioned the testing methods or the cost of the testing or the levels of the PFAs. So I think at this point we'll just kind of put him on hold until we hear something back from him, if that's okay with everybody. All right.
Yeah, I'll try and reach out again. All I have is his email. I don't have a phone number or anything. So communication is just back and forth by email, and I send stuff and I get no response. So I'll send him another email that says, we're happy to host you doing a presentation. Let us know when you can do it.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. So we don't have any new business, so we're going to go over some old business, which the first item on the old business is the PSPS SCE concerns. We are in collaboration with the Acton Town Council. We haven't had too many PSPS moments this year, but right now we're heading into the Santa Ana time of year. So we'll see, and correct me if I'm wrong, but as I understood it, we went through about 5 or 6 years ago, the quote unquote, they were going to harden the grid. And by hardening the grid, putting on new poles and insulated wires and new insulators, and, so on and so forth. As I understood it, Edison, because, they inconvenienced a whole lot of people and a whole lot of water companies and a whole lot of homes and whatnot. But it went over the course of about 1.5 to 2 years that they were changing out these conductors and whatnot. But as I understood it, that was to allow them to not have to turn off as many people. And I believe they even made the comment that they were able to isolate certain addresses and turn off just those addresses or just that particular section. And to my knowledge, when we've had the PSPS events, they've turned off the whole city. Yep. It wasn't just one street. But anyway, I think we'll see how this particular windy season goes. We may need to bring up that situation again. But right now, we're going to move on to RTG investments.
Don, Stephanie's got her hand raised.
Oh, Stephanie. Oh, please, Stephanie. Yes. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Hey, Don. Since Rochelle was promoted, I haven't met the new Edison contact. Have you guys met her? Are you working with her? I'm going to send an email to her and ask her to engage with your group, because when that PSPS occurs, you guys are one of our main priorities and concerns, along with Acton. And you raise a really valid question that I've asked, and I don't think, apparently they don't want to share. I remember years ago when they started PSPS, many years ago, they would give us the miles that they were planning on hardening and what they've accomplished in the certain sectors or sections, whatever they call their lines, what was done. And now they don't seem to want to be able to share that information. So I'm going to make an email introduction to you guys and have them, you could coordinate a presentation for town council. Okay.
Perfect. I appreciate that. Thank you, Stephanie. All right. Anybody else have any comments on that? If not, we're going to move on to
Hey, Don. Just real quick. I don't know about the lines. It's Martina. Sorry about that. But we have a law enforcement liaison with Edison that we talk a lot. I don't want to get into specifics, but I know that the Vincent Hill substation, they've done a lot of stuff to harden it over the years, and they collaborate with us because their security cameras are like beyond what we have. A lot of it, like facial recognition and control stuff there, and security measures, and that's, I know they're working on stuff. I don't know about the lines themselves, but I know the building itself is pretty hardened.
Great.
The challenge is, unfortunately, it appears, and I might be wrong, that they're still implementing the shutdowns, even though some of the lines may be hardened. So that's where our question lies. We haven't been able to get a clear answer on that, but we'll go ahead and set something up for you guys.
That sounds good.
Just because the lines were hardened and the wires were insulated, I thought that increased our threshold or decreased our threshold. Increased our threshold. Well, so those are things we need to have spelled out.
Yep, agree.
So there was a community meeting that was called probably, I think, in September, that was over at the Acton Community Center, and Edison's representatives, agreed to the meeting and then decided they were going to get everybody to the community center, and then the Edison representatives actually joined the meeting by Zoom. And the takeaway from that was that based on the PDS, which I think is the particularly dangerous situations that occurred earlier this year, that torched the Eaton community and also the Palisades, that they were revising their algorithm, if you like, that takes all these different inputs like humidity, wind speed, brush fuel, and that it would be likely that going forward there would be more PSPS warnings, but not necessarily more PSPS. They hardened the system, which our former congressional representative was very supportive and pushed very hard on our behalf with them, that they wouldn't have to do this. But it does seem that they've got this new magic box that they're refusing to divulge the contents of, which is going to result in more PSPS warnings going forward, even if they don't shut the power off. But it does put everybody on edge. I think looking at the next couple of months, I think we're going to see a lot more of what we're going to see this weekend. I know that everybody thinks we're going to be having a La Nina winter, but I think we're going to see some of these cut-off lows coming down and giving us plenty of water. So,
okay, all right. So next up, we have RTG Investments, the Agua Dulce residential project. And as far as anything new to report or update, I'm going to look to Chris.
Yeah,
So
there have been a few things that have dropped into my inbox. So Agua Construction is the sort of sister company to RTG. RTG is the property owner. Agua Construction is the company that's contracted out to do the grading work and other bits and pieces. Agua Construction was operating under the contractor's license of a guy called Lowell Gresham. Lowell was the site superintendent for the longest time. His contractor's license on the Contractors State Licensing Board website is showing that that contractor's license was disassociated from Agua Construction as of the 20th of August this year. And if you look at the license that Agua Construction has on the state contractors licensing website, which is license number 1078216, that shows that if they don't have a new license contractor associated with the project, that their license may get switched to inactive as of this, I think it's the 18th of this month, so probably what's that, Tuesday next week or something. So I know that when we met with Stephanie and Art Vanderveers and Anish probably 2 years ago now over in Santa Clarita, that we pointed out that they were deficient in their contractor's license. It looks like they could end up there next week if they don't get this fixed.
Okay.
And obviously they must know that Lowell isn't their contractor anymore, but they don't seem to have got somebody in his place.
Yeah.
While. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. But just so you're aware of it, Chris, like he is back as of last week.
Yeah, I think you have to consciously disassociate your license. So his license is still active, Deputy Martinez. So he's got all his workers' comp and other bits and pieces, but there seems to have been some sort of transactional thing processed between him and Agua Construction, where he is no longer the nominated contractor for that project.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
All right. So we look forward to finding out what the answer to that is. It sounds like the 18th. Have we heard anything from the Agua Dulce neighbors at Gmail regarding the community group that saved rural Agua Dulce? Has anybody heard any report or any update from them at all? Is anybody here to give a report on their behalf? Doesn't look like it. All right. So, President's report. As you all know, this year, our meeting format, in an effort to be more inclusive with the community participation and effective communication, the council will continue with virtual meetings and have in-person hybrid meetings twice a year. Virtual meetings will be January, February, March, May, June, July, October, and November, which is right now. The in-person hybrid meetings will be in April and September. Location of the in-person meetings will be the Agua Dulce Women's Club, which is at 33201 Agua Dulce Canyon Road. And the meetings will be held at the same time that they're held now. Our December meeting will be in-person only, and August is obviously dark for summer break. So based on public participation, we may revisit and amend this schedule and format for the years to come. Next up, we do have some incoming correspondence for action. There is a countywide community wildfire protection plan, also known as CCWPP survey. Survey is now open. Survey asks you to rank wildfire mitigation projects you would implement first in our community. The direct link is in our agenda there, and the survey will be open until November 30th. Look forward to you filling out that survey. Next up, we have public hearings, community meetings, and workshops. The county has a housing ordinance update regional planning commission public hearing. It's going to be held December 3rd at 9 a.m. At the Hall of Records, which is down in Los Angeles off of Temple Street. It'll also be virtual, and the virtual address is there in our agenda also. So incoming correspondence for notice. There is coming a oak tree permit ordinance update. Whoever is concerned about that. LA County Planning is working on an update to the oak tree permit ordinance, also known as the OTP, to streamline the permitting process, encouraging planting new oak trees, and further encourage redesign to preserve and minimize impacts to the existing oak trees. For details, you can go on our agenda there and click on that link if you're concerned about that. Regional planning had a number of plans that were filed. There is a special event to be held at the Agua Dulce Airport, which is the Parade of Tables, December 6th, 2025. That special event permit has been approved. There's also a ground mount solar and Tesla Powerwall going on up on Camino del Sol. And Wagon Wheel Road was looking to put up some retaining walls for the main house and pad and they were going to remodel 422 square foot addition to the main house for all those that are concerned. And on Barber Road, not Barber, but Bobber Road, they are asking to put up a storage building. And another parcel number was applying for a COC. So all that information is in our agenda on our website. If you're interested in it, you can click on it and find out. That brings us to open forum session of our particular meeting. I see Mary's got her hand up there. So we're going to give Mary, we're going to give her 2.5 minutes.
I don't need to talk in open forum. I just wanted to tell people to take this countywide community wildfire protection plan survey to take some time and fill that out. I know Chris and Cliff, and I think Cindy was on it, Jackie Ayer. We've all, as council members, helped to kind of form the basis of this survey, and we need more community input as to ranking and prioritizing the buckets that are out there. So I encourage all the council members and have your friends and neighbors take that survey, please.
So it is important, and the survey is open until November 30th, but don't wait for the last minute.
Yep, fill it out now.
Get your ideas in there. Anybody else for open forum? I got a minute.
Can I just say something? It's Catherine. The Saturday after Thanksgiving, which is November 29th, at the Aqua Dulce hardware store, will be the Christmas lighting. And also, the council were kicking off the Spark of Love. And have Santa Claus there and, bring the family. It's a lot. It was great last year, so I'm sure it'll be super this year. So that's the 29th, and it starts around 4 o'clock. Santa should be there between 4:30 and 5.
Huh? Cool.
And so we will want unwrapped gifts for kids, preteens, teens, and there'll be boxes there to give your donation.
Perfect. Okay. So that moves us right on to the committee reports. And first up, we have the election committee, which the chair this year is Lorna Leslie. I don't know if Lorna's got anything to report. I think she's kind of showing out for the next month or two. But we do have the election details. Don Henry and Chris Udall and new candidate Nate Frink will be elected by acclamation, and no election was held. So the candidates will be installed at the December meeting, which will be at the Women's Club in-person meeting, and we're going to determine whether we're holding a special election in January or February for the open seat that's still open. So that moves us right on to the film report from our chairman, committee chair, Catherine Segura.
There were 5 location shoots in the month of October. It seems to be picking up. Yay.
Perfect. Okay. And then next we have Parks and Trails by Mary Johnson.
Nothing to report.
Okay. Water stewardship. Hopefully we get some decent rain this year. Not all at once, but just nice, gentle 2 or 3 inches at a time would work out perfect. Ways and Means, I think Scott's not with us here tonight, but we have disaster planning. Chris, do you have anything to report other than the CERT training that's coming up in January?
Yeah, there was a CERT drill that was organized by the Antelope Valley CERT early October. Maria was part of that, along with various other people from the fire department. And it was very good. Several different CERT teams from around the county came out to the Antelope Valley, to the fairgrounds, and went on refresher training, everything from body lift, first aid, going hands-on with the fire truck. I mean, when we do the CERT class in the women's club, we get to point a fire extinguisher at I think a gas, some sort of propane fire. They actually hook you up with a 3-4 inch hose on a fire truck and let you get blown across the parking lot with the force of the water. So we're prepared for riots now. But yeah, it was a very good event, and I hope that we'll be able to get the CERT class back on track for the local community in early 2026.
That sounds good. Okay. So the announcements.
Wait a second. I just wanted, at our last meeting, Chris, we talked about contacting the radio club.
Yeah.
I really think in order to be effective, we need to actually write a formal letter from the council indicating what we expect of them. So I think if I can work with you to kind of sort out exactly what we are looking for from them, because we haven't gotten anything. So I want to be specific in my ask. So,
okay, note to self, write another fix the internet letter. All right.
Perfect.
I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
All right. And remember, the household hazardous waste and e-waste collection is first and third Saturday of each month, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at West City Ranch Road in Palmdale. The Association of Rural Town Councils next meeting is going to be held November 26th, which I think is the day before Thanksgiving. And next Agua-Dulce Town Council meeting is going to be December 10th. Meeting will be in person at the Agua-Dulce Women's Club building, which is right down the road at Agua-Dulce Canyon Road. The meeting will be a non-business holiday celebration. So, any future agenda items that we need to bring up? If not,
yeah, just to go through the logistics for the next meeting. Normally we get some catering in, so there's snacks and stuff for people to eat. Are we going to do that again this year? If so, what's the preference? We don't have a pizza place anymore, so.
Yeah, I know. We used to stop by there. Go ahead.
I think last year we got a few appetizers from Maria Benitez.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can do that. I will pick those up.
Okay.
I don't want to have a full blown meal because it seems like it just doesn't work. But if I pick up some appetizers and chips and whatnot, and it wouldn't hurt to have whatever. We'll see what they have.
Yeah, that's what we did last year, just appetizers.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll bring paper goods.
Okay.
And then I think in the past the council members have brought some desserts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If we can do that again, hopefully, Chris, you can pull that off.
Chris just about knocked us out last year with fudge pudding pie or whatever. I forget what it was, but it was something.
I think I went into a diabetic coma after that.
Yeah. It was like, hey, give me that sugar bomb again.
Yes.
All right.
So let's put a 100. I think last year we did a not to exceed $150 limit for Maria Benitez, and Don's going to take care of that.
Yeah.
And I'll bring paper, and if the other council members can bring some desserts, that would be great.
Okay.
Does that sound good, Chris?
I think that'll work.
Sounds perfect. Thank you.
Great. All right. With that behind us, I would entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I will make said motion.
All right. Do I hear a second?
I will second it.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nobody. This meeting is officially adjourned. Can't wait to see you next month. That'll be great.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mary.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And Catherine.
Everybody, thank you for coming, and we'll see you all in person next month.
Yeah, and good to see Nate. I appreciate you
Yeah.
taking the time to
For sure. Good to be here. Good to meet you all.
We get to shake your hand.
Excellent.
In person, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Recording.